So to shift gears just a bit here, we're going to talk about where qualitative assessments fit in an era of increasingly quantitative monitoring. And as David mentioned, we considered this question mostly from the perspective of developing and teaching the Interpreting Indicators of Rangeland Health, or IIRH protocol. So with our advancing ability to quantify rangeland condition, why don't we just go ahead and measure everything that we need to know about rangelands? Well, to paraphrase this quote from 1950, there are some things that can be measured pretty accurately out there in the field, and there are other indicators that are important to rangeland health that are still difficult to quantify in a consistent way. Some examples here are some loss of a soil surface horizon on the left, and then a buried plant from wind deposited soil there in the middle, and then also a compacted soil surface that's restricting root penetration into the soil. And so those are all things that are really difficult to measure, but still very important to rangeland health and functionality. And so we need some way to assess these to get the full picture of what's going on out there. So to be meaningful and repeatable, qualitative observations of ecological indicators must be made in a structured way following a well-designed and tested protocol. Two well-known examples of this are the proper functioning condition assessment for lotic areas and the IIRH assessment for uplands. Benefits of these qualitative assessments are that they're focused on ecological processes and they are relatively rapid. And they can also account for those hard to measure indicators. These assessments can also facilitate communication and help prioritize management or inform our needs for further quantitative data collection. So in a nutshell, the IIRH process is a mostly qualitative assessment that compares 17 indicators against an expected reference condition. An evaluation matrix with 5 levels of departure is used to rate the degree of degradation from reference condition. The table at the bottom of this slide shows the evaluation matrix for the indicator of bare ground. This is an example of an indicator that's rated both qualitatively and quantitatively by considering both the amount of bare ground and by describing the size and connectivity of the bare patches. Once the 17 indicators have been rated, subsets of 9 to 10 indicators are used to rate departure from the 3 attributes of rangeland health, which are soil site stability, hydrologic function, and biotic integrity. Using structured qualitative observations along with the appropriate quantitative indicators is a complementary and robust way to look at many of the qualities or characteristics of an indicator. The IIRH technical reference provides further information on linking the 17 indicators to the best quantitative measurements that can support these assessments. The process of observing and rating indicators as a group in the field can facilitate discussions about resource conditions, ecological processes, and management possibilities. Working with partners, managers, and stakeholders to develop a shared understanding of resource issues and a vision for the future is an important step in building effective management solutions and fostering a commitment to implementing those solutions over the long term. So some best practices that we offer for conducting qualitative assessments include ensuring that the observers have the appropriate training to implement the protocol and also have appropriate experience for the ecological system or the area that they're completing their assessments. And we also recommend that where it's possible to use multidisciplinary teams because we have found that this reduces bias and can provide broader perspectives. And last, qualitative assessments should be supported by complementary quantitative measurements. And last but not least, an objective reference such as a reference sheet is needed. So when using and interpreting qualitative data, some recommendations include understanding relationships between the qualitative assessment and any supporting quantitative data, and understanding how and why the evaluation areas were selected. In general, qualitative assessments are not designed to detect trend over time, and so caution should be used with any attempts to infer trend from assessments at 2 points in time. Instead, we recommend that qualitative assessments be used as a point-in-time snapshot of ecological function that can help prioritize further monitoring or identify management opportunities. So in conclusion, just as rangeland management is often referred to as both an art and a science, both qualitative and quantitative approaches are needed to best understand complex rangeland ecological processes, communicate with stakeholders, and effectively manage resources. Thank you.